My name's Mandy Chapman. I live in Leicester. I've got a 9-year-old son. I've always tried to cut down on things. I still never seem to have any money. It's the first time in my life I've ever done anything to ask somebody for advice like that.
My name's Saran Sahimi. I was made redundant about 4 years ago, and I had a mortgage which I found difficult to cover the repayments. I thought that my home was going to be repossessed, I would lose all my possessions and I would be on the streets. When I went to the advisor, I was really at a very low point. I was absolutely desperate. I had 6 months of mortgage arrears. I was frantically running around from organisation to organisation, and my situation at the time, I was just suicidal. I could not imagine getting through the months to where we are now.
My name's Jeff Bayliss. I think I was described as work left me rather than I'd left work. And so it was making the most of the pension pots that I had. There's 4 or 5 choices you have to make around pensions. One which I wasn't clear about before. I used the Money Advice Service, and once I had, I made a set of assumptions, oh, this is what I'll do, but actually then going through the Money Advice, I actually changed those assumptions radically. I prefer to do it all in my own time. I'm in control and keep going back to people, phoning them up or emailing them for advice that actually I found more quickly through the internet. I use the resource tools about where to best invest my money with the lump sum that I had in order to eke it out a bit further over the future years.
Within about 3 days, I'd got an appointment to see him, which was at a suitable time for me. And he wrote everything down, all my outgoings, all my incomings. Sort of like says, well, literally, you've got like £1 left over at the end of every month. Let's see what we can do and see what you can cut down on. And he actually wrote down a lot of things for me to do online. You know, just basically searching around everything, and I mean, I did save, I think it was about £200 on my car insurance, you know, so it was good to be sort of like given a little push to do what you knew you were supposed to do in the first place.
She gave me clarity, she gave me focus, and she gave me a plan. I had bags full of paperwork. She didn't need to look at everything. She looked at the most recent correspondence, and she asked me pertinent questions that she could find out exactly what the situation was.
I sort of like have to slap my own hand when I'm in the shop and say, no, don't buy that, you can't afford it. I walk a lot more rather than going in the car. I mean, I'm still not rich, but but I'm not in such a bad position as I was in previously.
I was so relieved when I stepped foot outside the door. I got the bus home in rush hour. It was only a 5-minute journey. I sat there and I cried. Relief,
reassurance, confidence. I would recommend it. I mean, I would say start at the Money Advice Service.
This service is dependable, reliable, trustworthy. To my life, it's made me more positive, it's made me more focused, and it's given me a shoulder to lean on.
I don't even want to think, to be honest with you, where I'd be if I hadn't gone.